So I think when I first saw what this film was about, and I kind of look at like the reception of folks reading that, I have to say that what people think this film is going to be is totally not. I'm going to explain that in a second, but let's jump into my review of the new film, Purple Hearts. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the film Purple Hearts, which is coming to Netflix July 29th. Now, just to kind of go back to my opening here, I think when you look at what the synopsis, or whether you saw the trailer, whatever it is that, I saw some early sort of reception in terms of what this film was about, because it does have a fraud element to it. Yet a lot of people was very much aware of that this thing happens all the time. It's not really the biggest thing or element to this film. It's not at all. But in fact, it's a very cute movie with a very good and strong musical performances throughout the film, and just really a film about perspective and nuanced conversation. So like overall, I just gotta say that I did enjoy this film. Now this film, Purple Heart, stars Sofia Carson, who I just, when you really look back at her career, she has truly blossomed into something special. Fantastic performance by her, shall I start. And then Nicholas Galitzine, alongside of my guy Chosen Jacobs. Now I gotta say, Nicholas and Sophia has amazing chemistry in this, and I like how it's kind of tense in the beginning, then it really turns into something super special. And I think because of the progression of the film, Sophia's character herself, who plays Cassie, Cassie Salazar, who is an aspiring artist. She's working at a bar, trying to get small gigs. And with that, she does have some other worldly issues surrounding her. One being that she is type 1 diabetic, and the healthcare system really isn't on her side to aid her into a healthy quality of life. So, with her and with the things that's happening with her in her life, and as an inspiring artist, and we see the progression of her career really come into fold. I like how we see her sort of struggle as an artist, and vocally you can kind of see her really have a small range, and to the point that as she gets better in her career, her talents blossom even better. And what's important here is because when Sophia herself can sing, so like at any given point, the performance she gave at the end of this film, she easily could have gave it in the beginning. But I love how she was able to keep it very contained and then ultimately unleashing towards the end of the film. But yeah, Cassie, as I said, is an inspiring artist who best friend is played by Chosen Jacobs' character, and she meets, as Chosen's character is eventually getting ready to be deployed for the military, she meets one of his friends, and that's where she meets Luke. Luke is a third-generation Marine. And with Luke being a third-generation Marine, that still brings about challenges, because him and his dad don't have the best of relationship. His dad is a retired MP, and with that, this really influences a lot of the decision, a lot of the mental state of where Luke is at in life. So, that plays an important part into the direction of this character and where this character goes in this story. But ultimately, for Luke and Cassie, let's just say the two of them are like water and oil. They just don't mix. They have very extremely different opinions about the military, about the healthcare system, about everything. Because Cassie's a hardcore feminist, and with him being this Marine who only knows that what way of life because of the generations of Marines in his family, they challenge each other's opinions strongly. And it's an interesting dynamic, and I think this is where a lot of the nuanced conversations comes about, because you have two people who are pretty strong in their opinions, who tries to be open to the other's opinion, but it doesn't always go exactly how they think or how they will want it to be. So it's a little bit tense at times. But here's the thing, they're complete opposites, but they both have sort of a common ground here. And the common ground is that they both need each other. One, because with Luke getting ready to leave for the military himself, and Cassie in need of benefits, we know the whole thing of them getting married in order for her to obtain military benefits, and him getting a signing bonus because he's also had his troubles, some financial troubles and so on in his past. So hey, if he marries her, he gets the bonus. She marries him, she gets the benefits. And while they are completely different people who have no bit of, interest in one another, they do have an interest in both working the system, which is fraud if they are caught. So they have to fake it to make it here. And that's honestly what this film is mostly about. It's about two people who come from completely two different backgrounds, two different beliefs, who actually fake it so much that maybe it turns into something real. And that's what you have to find out upon watching the film. Now, I gotta say, this film it's overall cute. And I'm not gonna say it's totally predictable in terms of the love story elements of it, but it definitely progresses in a very familiar way to a lot of the other stories and so on that you may have watched. Because again, it is about opposites that attract, and we know that is a common thing. And in this case, you kind of see how that kind of, formulates over time. And then at the end of the day, they need each other. When they don't think they need each other, they actually do need each other. And that's also a really, very important part of this story, and cute part about the story as well too. And there are moments where you will shake your head, some moments where you will choke up, and it's an emotional ride, like for sure. And I think that this film totally nails its conclusion. A lot of love story is just like about the happy ending and then boom. But I love how this third act of this film gives you something a little bit refreshing, and I think they nail it. And I think that, there's a lot of things you can kind of take away from this message, from this film, in terms of the messages, and sort of apply to your life. But ultimately, I just think it's just a really good story where you have two actors really bringing it together on screen with really passionate performances. Again, I can't stress enough, Sofia, in terms of her musical performances, are really good. But ultimately, in acting between her and Nicholas, I think they just really display something very believable on screen, to the point that you buy into their tension, you buy into their romance, you buy into these things that it really makes this 2-hour film really progress smoothly. I'm not a fan of films that are this long, but this one, I think the pacing is done really well. But in terms of that, story I thought was good. I thought the acting was good. I thought the production overall was good. Nothing really spectacular with the cinematography, but overall I thought it was really well. I will say, in terms of cinematography, I did love when they displayed her musical performances, how that was shot. That was really done well. The music, good, really good, actually, really enjoyable. And overall, I like this film. And I think that when you have two characters who both had their past, and then they also had their troubles and their life challenges, and you seeing them come together to really set forth a new direction in life, I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think a lot of people will resonate to that. But overall, I definitely think you should check this film out. I think this film takes the edge off of everything that could be rough in your life or rough in society, and I think it's one that you get to sit back, have a good time, really heartfelt, but ultimately a good ride. So hey, check it out on Netflix, July 29th, Purple Hearts. Jump in the comments, folks, and let me know your thoughts about this film when you do. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.